Good morning, gang. Good morning. Welcome back to this week's Bitcoin update. First and foremost, remember, nothing discussed today is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and all of this is for educational purposes only. Okay, now we've got that covered. Let's jump into the Bitcoin chart, shall we? And let's cover some zero nonsense TA, you know, all this moon boy stuff that seems to be going around like now. Okay, so following on from last week's video, we were in this sideways range, and then today we've woken up to a nice green candle, okay, or in my case white, and we'll pump into the upside. Okay, so what's next? What's coming next? Well, first and foremost, let's just quickly have a recap on what we discussed last week. There's no real trades to run through in the group on Bitcoin. A lot of the trades this week have been on Forex, if I'm being honest, because we have just meandered mid-range, and all we are doing is just creating this higher low structure, and this is effectively continuing since the low was put in around 25k. Okay, so ignoring this wick, but effectively you can see we've not lost any structure at all. We're just making higher lows and higher highs. Okay, so like I discussed last week, it's absolutely fine to counter trend trade, but you need to know when to get out. So obviously last week we were talking about the only short effectively we got within this was a short from here, which ended up being a nice short, playing it down to the EQ of the range. Good hefty take profit one, purely because we've not lost any structure. Okay, so it's absolutely fine trading against the trend, but you need to know when to get out of the market, when to close that short, when to move your stops to entry, and when just to sit back and sit in longs. Okay, until we start losing some major structure, longs are still the play. However, I'm saying however, because we've been talking about this zone now for months, if not years, publicly on YouTube. We are coming into our first, effectively, sticky zone right here. Okay, so this is a major sticky zone. Does that mean it's going to get a reaction within this and it's going to roll over? No, because it still could blast straight through it. Okay, but we are in a sticky zone. We are in an area of interest. So we can either look for short trades within this if a setup presents itself, or we can sit back and stay in our longs until we get to higher prices. Okay, now the reason why this is a sticky zone is if we throw it on a volume profile within this range here, we can see here we've got a point of control here. This is a naked point of control now. We've also got various other naked point of controls within this and some SR levels. So this is a very, very interesting and a very key zone as well. Anyone that's in our group knows why this is such a key zone for me in terms of Elliott wave count. It's a bit of a decision point. Okay, so we are in a very, very key zone, and I just finished this morning doing our update, our daily update for the members. And I've talked through exactly what I'm looking for and the exact levels that I'm looking for within this. And if we are given the setup, then it's potentially within the fun zone here. Okay, so the members know exactly what I'm looking at, but effectively within this zone. Yes, it's quite a wide area, and we do have specific levels within this, but this zone here is crucial. Okay, so from my perspective, if we get a rejection within here, then we've got short trades. If we don't get a rejection in here, then we can start looking at higher prices, and then we're coming into the next sticky zone, which effectively is around these highs here. And the reason why it's around these highs here, once again, if we just throw it on a volume profile of the entire top range, so effectively from your 30Ks up to your 69Ks, we can see here where there's a point of control. Okay, another naked point of control. So this region here would be the next major region to be looking for. So this is roughly around 47, so 47 to 50 sort of K around this zone here. That'll be the next major level to keep an eye on if this gives us nothing. Okay, this is all high time frame stuff. Now, what you got to ask now, if this does give us something, where we're playing it back down to, okay, how low can it go? Well, first and foremost, you need to take into context structure. We have not lost that structure. We are still in bullish structure. So unless we start to come back down below this range, then we can still have bullish momentum. Okay, start to lose this range, then it starts looking a little bit more ropey, and we can start looking back down towards these kind of levels down here. Okay, and then effectively we are back into this old top range. Okay, this old top range, you guys know what it is. We are back into this old top range. So, with the caveat of that is, does this area get defended? Likely, on the first pass, bulls are going to defend it as a bit of a breakout on backtest, but it's probably going to be a very overcrowded trade, so I'd want to see what happens with that in real time. If it gives us something, then great. If it doesn't give us anything, then no problem. We'll just sit back and we'll wait patiently. Okay, so that's to the upside. That's to the downside. Acceptance back into this range. We continue trading this range until, again, it breaks. But for now, I'm not going to get overly bullish into resistance because it's just a daft thing to do. I'm not going to be chasing this, okay? If you are looking for longs within this on the lower time frame, absolutely fine, but you want to be making sure, again, you're locking in profits early because we are coming into a big sticky zone, okay? This is a key zone, is this? It's very crucial. Right. If you want access to our daily trading plans and the exact levels that we're going to be looking at, first and foremost, come over to our website, spitfiretraders.com. Access to our free Discord here if you want to get into our free Discord. And obviously, if you do want to learn from us, have access to over 55 modules now. We've got a new module coming up next week. Then it'll cost you the grand old price of $59.95 Great British Pounds. Okay, so just shy of 60 quid. Or in US dollar terms, that's $75. Okay, from that, you'll get access to all the educational modules and you'll get access to my daily trading plan live streams. Okay, we do every single morning at 8:45 UTC. So, smash that like if you've learned something today. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, and don't forget to hit that bell notification button because if you're watching this back within a week's time, it's not going to benefit you. All right, gang, as you were. Bye-bye.